Okay, so I'm going to be talking about everything that I dislike about Infinite Warfare, or what stops me from liking it, basically. Now, the first point that I would like to address with this game is it's not very. It's the game, for me personally, doesn't flow well with the design that Infinity Ward was clearly taking. Like, you can clearly see that Treyarch and Infinity Ward, when they were both developing their games, were very tight together on what was going on, because there is a lot of stuff that is very close to the exact same that's in Black Ops 3 and Infinite Warfare. And now you could say that's a coincidence, but it's. You could say it's a coincidence, but you could also say it's not, because what's the same as from Black Ops 3 to Infinite Warfare, Infinity Ward doesn't do it right. That's the main problem. They didn't really think about how their design would work with some of Treyarch's base, like movement. The movement system for me doesn't work properly. It runs out too quick. You slide twice and you've got nothing, and you don't go very far. You can't boost very high. Um, you feel weak, like when you jump. There's like no real. You don't really feel like you're being boosted by a fucking jetpack. You just kind of just float up a little bit more, and it doesn't work for me very well. Now the second sort of point, I guess you could call it, that I would like to address is anyone who follows Call of Duty, or any gamer really, knows that Infinite Warfare really was not well received, even from the first trailer. Like, I think it's hit 3 million dislikes now. It's like one of the top 10 most disliked videos on YouTube, and it came out last year. Like, yeah, nah, don't know why. That's not really what you're looking for in a game. I I was unfortunate enough to pre-order the game. I forgot the name of the version that actually came with Modern Warfare Remastered, which is a whole different fucking pile of shit, by the way. And I played it on launch night. I downloaded the game, 70 gigs, took me 2 hours or something, because I've got pretty quick internet. And peak night, the peak numbers were like 13,000 people. 13,000 people. Like, that's fuck all compared to Black Ops 3, or even Advanced Warfare. Advanced Warfare at launch had like almost 70k, I think. Black Ops 3 had almost 70k as well. Black Ops 2, I think, was pushing 100k. But they're not the same game. But it's it just doesn't it didn't it just they just didn't do it right. Okay, I pre-ordered. I regretted I couldn't refund it, because by the time the whole phase of, wow, a new game, this is quite cool, because to be honest with you, I did like the game at launch. I really enjoyed it. I put like 30 hours into it in like 4 days. I just could not stop playing it. And then I went back to Black Ops 2, because I realized how much better of a game Black Ops 2 is compared to Infinite Warfare. And I after playing Black Ops 2 for like another week after that, and going back to Infinite Warfare, heaps of cheaters had started coming on, because I don't know, I'm guessing they realised how shit the game was, and they just did not care that they were wasting. However, I think the game cost like $105 for me, and but I got the special edition, but they just didn't care about the money. I personally wouldn't cheat on the game, because I didn't buy the game. For me, I got my parents too, so I can't really just go and waste $105 of their money. So I'm kind of keeping the game. which is it's kind of annoying because I want to cheat. I want to get banned on it because I fucking hardly play it. It was free this weekend and it only gained like 1,000 people. Not worth my fucking time anymore. Third problem with the game. It's got a lot of problems that come from Black Ops 3. Main one that sticks out to me is the controller aim assist. It wasn't as strong as Black Ops 3's at launch, but I was told just recently that it was buffed. So now it went the range that the aim assist can lock on was buffed like 150 meters, which is like most sizes of the maps in the game. And that is not good because if you play Black Ops 3 on PC, you just know that the game is just fucking riddled with controllers and oh dude, it's awful. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of problems from Black Ops 3 that are in Infinite Warfare. Sometimes there's a glitch. I forgot what the score streak's called, but it's like a placeable one. I think it's like I think it's a turret. I might be wrong, but you could be on a high streak, get that, and it doesn't go away, and you have to die for you to be able to use your gun again. That was the same in Black Ops 3 with the power core. You could be on a streak, get the power core, call it in, but you can't place it, and it's glitched. And that kind of annoys me, because I've died like 5 or 6 times on a nuclear streak, or a nuke streak, or whatever it's called in this game. But there's a lot of little minor things that don't really affect the game much, but they're still there, and it's kind of annoying because they've been working on this game for fucking 3 years now, which is fucking astonishing because the game was unfinished as fuck. It didn't even have leaderboards. It's only just gotten leaderboards. I played for the first time today, and for the first time in like probably 3 or 4 weeks, and I'm still in the top 12%. So congrats to me, I guess. Now, if you made it this far, then you can see that I've changed the games. That's not because I wanted to, that's because I have no more Infinite Warfare gameplay on my computer. It was hard enough to find the one that was in the beginning, because it was on like a USB that I'd thrown in a drawer like back fucking a month and a half, 2 months ago. So now I have to use Black Ops 3 gameplay. So that's the reason for that. The fourth point I would like to address here is Infinity Ward themselves as a game developing studio, and the reason for that is that they aren't really too involved with us PC players. I mean, the shotguns got buffed, and the shotguns were the most OP guns on PC. I couldn't play a game without getting shot by a Reaver across the fucking map. And they were weak on consoles, so they buffed them on all platforms, which they need to stop fucking doing. They've been doing it, they did it on Black Ops 3 as well, as far as I'm aware. And it kind of ruins the experience because you have these already insanely OP shotguns that are now even more OP because they were not good on console. It doesn't really go down well in practice. And the other little thing of this, like part 4A or whatever, Infinity Ward doesn't really stay active with the community very much. Like Black Ops 3, they've like Treyarch has got PC Dev who's like on Twitter and active quite a bit, and he's kind of like he was actively helping the game during its prime. And Infinity Ward doesn't really do any of that. They kind of just do their own thing, not really following the same rules, which is fine. They're a different company, but they're really active for console users and not us, so we're kind of missing out on a most likely half decent game. But because Infinite Fucking names, dude. Why would they name their game very similar to their fucking game studio? Infinity Ward just doesn't pay attention to us, and we are the smallest community, and that's probably why like Infinite Warfare peaks at like 3,000 people during European Prime, which is complete horseshit because Black Ops 3 peaks at like almost 7,000. And yeah, that's most likely going to be the end of this quick little ranty thing, I guess. And if you enjoyed it, then whatever. If you didn't, then do your own thing. Don't watch my videos. It doesn't really bother me if you don't like my videos. So, see you cunts.